So we're going to make a high pass sharpening layer. It's when you don't want the whole image to be sharpened, like you don't want every pixel to be sharpened, but you want to make the edges of your image sharper. This works really well, especially with people, because you don't really want to sharpen their skin, but it would be nice to sharpen some details like eyelashes or their profile line. So what you do is you make a layer, and you can hit Control J to make a layer. It's a quick key. And if you're on a Mac, it's Command J. And so for that layer, that's going to be our sharpening layer. You go to Filter, and you scroll right past Sharpen. You'd think you would go to Sharpen for high pass, but you don't. You go to Other, and then go to high pass. And so for general sharpening, like if you just want to sharpen it for printing, a radius of about 4 or 5 is good. But if you're wanting to look at something specific, like for this picture, I want to sharpen his eyelashes and his hair. And you can see right here, you can see the whole picture a lot clearer, but we don't want that. We do want to just see when the lashes and the hair start to come into view. And so about around a 9, 8.9, 9.1, that looks pretty good. So you can see the edges, the outline of the image, and hit OK. If you notice, it all looks very, very gray. So over here on the Layers tab, it says Normal, and that's how the layer is merged. What you want to do is go to Overlay. Now it looks normal. And right now, it's making the whole image, all those things we saw outlined, super sharp. This is when the before, and if you click the little eye here again, after, before, after, you can see the whole image sharpen. And if you're good with that, you can leave it just like that. But I would like to only sharpen his hair, his lashes, and his profile, not the details of his shirt, not the edges of grass. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to click this to make a mask. And so right now I have a mask. So if I left it just like this, everything that I painted with a black brush, right now it's white, but if I painted it with a black brush, it would take off the sharpening. Well, since I only want to add spot sharpening, I'm going to invert the layer. And you can hit Control I to invert the layer. Now if you click this eyeball, you see that nothing changes. So the layer's inverted. So now anything that I paint on with a white brush, because this is black, will be sharpened. And so I'm going to go ahead and set the opacity on my brush for about 63%. The flow is at 55%. And I'm going to paint on the sharpening exactly where I want it. So I want it right here. I want his hair. I want his eyelashes. I'm going to paint those and keep clicking so that it becomes about 100%. You can look up here and see this exactly how much you've painted on. I just clicked this black box and Alt, and it'll show you. And so I'm going to sharpen up his profile and his little eyebrows. Sharpen just all that up. And so here's the after, here's the before, after, before, after. You can just see those get so much clearer. Before, look at his eyelashes, after. And that's it. And what I like to do before I go on to something else, if I know for sure that that's exactly how I want it, I go ahead and hit Control Shift E and compress my layers.